welcome back to ForksandStraws.com YouTube channel. On our way to Trader Joe's to get some ingredients because I want to make, I want to attempt to make shrimp and waffles with yucca flour. So I think I want to see how it tastes. So we're gonna go see what we could get and find, and hopefully for brunch tomorrow or whatnot, it's gonna be good. So stay tuned. Bye. So these are the ingredients that I will be using to make my waffle batter, and everything I got a majority from Trader Joe's except for the cassava flour, the waffle maker, and the cornmeal. The waffle maker I got from Target a while back, and I got it for $6, but usually this is priced for $10, and I felt like this was the perfect size to make these waffles. But let's get started on the dry ingredients for the waffle batter, and as you can see, I'm adding 2 equal parts of cassava flour and the cornmeal, and I'm also adding a cup of grated Parmesan cheese just for a little taste, and I'm also adding baking powder so that it could be fluffy. And from there I start to season up the batter with my favorite seasonings from Trader Joe's, 21 Salute seasoning and onion salt. I put that on literally everything I eat, and I just love the simple taste of these 2 seasonings. And then I proceed to add a little pinch of pink Himalayan salt, just because I didn't think that I needed that much salt because the cheese is already salty. So just a pinch is all you need. So right now I am blending everything in just to make sure that the baking powder is evenly distributed, so that there's not one part of the batter that's with baking powder and the other part not. But right now we're gonna start on the wet batter, and basically this wet batter section was so hard for me because I personally don't like eggs. So for me, anytime I think that there's going to be a cooked egg situation happening, I get kind of like icky about it. But here I am blending the egg, or whisking the egg, and here I poured in the buttermilk into the warm butter. It wasn't melted all the way just because I was nervous about it getting cooked by the eggs. So I blended the butter into the buttermilk and then added it to the eggs, and then added it to the wet ingredients. And I did that a few times until all of the butter was blended out of the cup, because I wasn't really sure how that was going to happen, but luckily nothing got cooked, and there's probably a better way to do this, but that's the only way I found out that worked for me, so I wouldn't get that eggy taste, because if I got the eggy taste, the whole batter, it would have been over. Once that's evenly combined, you mix it up and wrap it up and put it in the fridge for about 15 minutes just so that everything could set, and in that time frame you could get everything ready to start the shrimp. And so here you could see I wrapped it up and set it and forget it. So on to the shrimp Creole. So this was my version of shrimp Creole, being that I am Haitian. I to me, I don't know anything except, your sauce always has tomato paste in it, and you could do without the tomatoes. So, but this was my take on shrimp Creole, just for myself. And basically I had the, trinity, the celery, bell peppers, and onions, and then I added garlic and tomatoes. And I did the colorful colors because though you could use white onions, I like the red onion taste. So here I am seasoning up the shrimp with lemon, olive oil, Old Bay, the onion salt, and 21 Salute from Trader Joe's, and red peppers. flakes. And I set that aside in the fridge and let that marinate it for about 10 minutes and grab the waffle batter to make the waffles. And I'm using Trader Joe's olive oil spray, and I'm taking 2 spoonfuls of batter and putting it in the waffle makers and just letting it do its thing. And yeah. And the batter made about 19 waffles, and I made enough so that I could have enough for brunch, and then the next day I made the rest. And it freezes really well, and it's easy to make that you could toast it up and put it in a little Ziploc baggie, and take out what you need on the next day when it's frozen. And so here I'm stirring up the shrimp, got a little bit of olive oil, butter, and got the shrimp sizzling, put it one by one, giving it enough spacing for each other. And then from there, I removed the shrimp and add in the veggies. And I basically let all the veggies saute a little bit, sprinkle a little bit of salt in it, and let it do its thing and let it caramelize and brown. Here I added the marinade from the shrimp and the raw shrimp, and I put it in there, and I added a scoop of tomato paste and let it, saute and let it marinate all in. And then I added back the shrimp, the cooked shrimp, and I let it cook for a little bit, for about like 2 to 3 minutes, just so that everything could be combined and all the flavors could mix in and, marry together. And then from there, I added a little chopped parsley and let it do its thing, just so that the parsley was heated up but not cooked. And then it was time to plate the dish. And here is the look. The waffles, avocado with everything but the bagel seasoning, and the shrimp Creole on top. This went so well with maple syrup and like maple syrup, pancake syrup. It goes well with it for a sweet and savory taste. And this, you guys, to me personally, is a great take on shrimp and waffles. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more. Thanks. Bye, y'all.